Anna, what makes a young Turk, and what makes you a young Turk?
Someone who's opinionated, strong, passionate, and doesn't worry about censoring him or herself.
Stephen, back to you. What do you think were the main media lessons from 2016?
I'm very frustrated with the mainstream media because I feel like they kind of created Donald Trump with their incessant coverage. They are no longer doing journalism with any kind of mission mindedness. It's all about ratings and core profits.
Now, I'm right in thinking that you actually, I think he's one of, what, 2 people you've ever banned off the airwaves at Young Turks?
Correct. So
Did you ever regret it?
No, we didn't, because that's exactly what we don't want to reward. People who say ridiculous over-the-top things just to get more attention. So we had banned Ann Coulter and Donald Trump. Those are the 2 people that we banned because we didn't believe that they were honest about anything they were saying. They were saying it just to get attention. So but we couldn't ban him forever because he was going to become our president and he was winning the Republican primary. So we had to rescind the ban and we covered him, but we tried to cover him in a way that didn't cater to his particular needs.
So Anna, this goes back to sort of trustworthiness and your audience, and you're not alone. I mean, the HuffPo, 536, us, everybody, mostly those of us on the progressive side of the spectrum, didn't call it right. Our much esteemed colleague here, Steve O, was confident on election night
Correct.
that Hillary was going to win. How do you come back from that, and how are you processing that fail, as it were, with your audience?
Honestly, I think that the pollsters, the establishment media, a lot of liberals, including ourselves, unfortunately kind of fell into this bubble and this belief that someone as hideous as Donald Trump could never win, even if Hillary Clinton was a flawed candidate, even if she didn't really represent progressive values. I think that everyone, especially members of the media, kind of falls into this establishment bubble. And, you know, conservatives give us a lot of heat for being elitist, but I kind of now understand what they meant when they said that. You know, we kind of look at individuals who would vote for Donald Trump as if, well, we kind of undervalue them and we underestimate them.
But let me push you on that, Anna. So, you know, on election night, you were pretty angry at Trump voters, and particularly women, whom I think you called stupid, if I remember correctly. I don't blame you. How do you be a forthright voice with the strength of opinion that you have, keep your base, and do what many of us have been talking about since the election, which is address exactly this population that you just said perhaps we've been underestimating, and maybe we have real audience there? Anna.
Right. Well, I think that there is an interesting double standard happening with conservatives versus progressives. And with conservatives, there's this sense of, we want to tell it like it is, we're fighters, we're strong, and we're not going to censor ourselves. And so they say some of the craziest things, and they don't get heat for it. Like Donald Trump says the craziest things. He gets no heat for it. In fact, that helped him in the election because individuals felt like he wasn't politically correct and he told it how it is. I don't regret what I said. I think that these individuals voted against their best interest. I think that members of the Conservative Party have shown women time and time again that they see women as second-class citizens. I think that voting for a party that has those beliefs is voting against your best interest as a woman. I'm not going to tone down my rhetoric. People could either love that or hate that, but I'm not really interested in playing games in order to, you know, appeal to a broader audience.
What's your business model, Steve? Does it depend on going outside the pool of supporters that you have now, or not? How are you?
Well, our business model is to serve the audience first, and you know that's gotten us in trouble with advertisers because sometimes our hosts say things that are not advertiser friendly, and that's okay. I don't want to ever tell someone to tone it down. All I ask is that they actually believe what they're saying. That they're not saying it just for attention or whatever, that they actually believe it.
Now, in terms of your business model, what is your budget roughly, and how do you meet it? I know that you try to get, you do get successfully members. You also have underwriting and advertising, I guess, on YouTube.
Correct.
And you were here for an investor meeting, so there's a mix of things.
Yeah, so our budget is roughly $1 million a month, and that covers all the employee expenses, our overhead facilities, camera people. There's a lot of travel. So that's our budget, and it's covered by a number of revenue streams. One of which is advertising revenue that we get from YouTube, Facebook, Hulu, Pluto, Twitter, Amazon, and these other platforms. Another big part is our subscribers. So this is what's very important. We have people who pay $10 a month to subscribe to our content, and sometimes they pay more than $10 a month because they just feel so connected to who we are and what we do.
What do you see as your mission and goal at this point?
If I were to focus on my main goal, it would be to empower people and mobilize people to resist some of the policies and executive actions that Donald Trump will push for or sign into government. And what I want to do moving forward is ensure that the Democratic Party doesn't play the same games that they played during this last election.